Okay, guys, good morning. Let's roll. No script. Where are we going? I want us to revisit the Lucy Connolly case. That mother who was jailed for speaking the truth. What prompted this was I was checking out The Guardian this morning and I came across this article that they had produced back in August after she had been released 10 months after being sentenced to 3.5 years by that judge. Anyhow, the first thing I noticed was this at the bottom: under pressure, undeterred. It's the Guardian begging for money. I am looking forward to the day when the Guardian vanishes from the face of this earth. So they are begging for my money. The answer to that is no. They could be begging for their lives and I would still say no. But anyhow, let's get on with it. It's the title. Ex-childminder who called for arson on asylum seeker hotels released from jail. Lucy Connolly served 10 months of his sentence after calling for followers on X to set fire to hotels. This is a lie. You know it's a lie. I know it's a lie. And whoever wrote that article, Robin Vintner, knows it's a lie. Let's go over here. The judgment. Lord Justice Allred, Vice President of the Court of Appeal, Criminal Division, between Lucy Connolly and the King. Yeah, this is the judgment. Approval of the judgment. Some legal warnings there for me. Lucy Connolly was charged on indictment with an offence of inciting racial hatred contrary to Section 91 of the Public Order Act. I'm going to leave a link to this judgment in the descriptions. I've got to be more professional when it comes to leaving links. Right, let's have a look what she said. First of all, the background. On 29 July 2024, 3 children were murdered and others were injured in a shocking attack on a dance class in Southport. News of these dreadful crimes quickly spread, and a false rumour that the murderer was an illegal immigrant was widely disseminated via social media messages. True and not true. The killer was not British, okay? He was the son of immigrants, and this is how we rewarded our country's generosity in taking his family in. Neither was he a Welsh choir boy, as they said at first. So let's read what Lucy actually posted. This is what Lucy Connolly posted. Mass deportations now. Set fire to all the fucking hotels full of the bastards for all I care. While you're at it, take the treacherous government and politicians with them. I feel physically sick knowing that these families will now have to endure. If that makes me racist, so be it. No fair-minded British person could find fault with that. But nowhere did she call for violence. Let's read the words again. Set fire to all the fucking hotels full of the bastards for all I care. And that's exactly the way I feel. I don't care what happens to them. I don't care if they drown coming over the channel in our RNLI ferry boats or our border force boats. I don't care. If they fall off their new e-bikes that we buy them, I don't care. So she said nothing wrong there. However, the message was viewed 310,000 times and reposted 940 times. That's how much people actually cared. Now, here's where they start to sort of build a case up for her. Following response to a video which had been shared online by Tommy Robinson showing a black male being tackled to the ground for allegedly masturbating in public. There was no allegedly about it. It was on video. Even I know where I'm fucking... Don't go down there. And she posted Somalian, I guess, loads of them. The message was followed by a vomiting emoji. What has that got to do with anything? It has absolutely nothing to do with what she was charged for, but they felt the need to put that in. Then we have this. Oh, good. I take it they will all be in line to sign up to a house an illegal boat invader then. Oh, sorry, refugee. Maybe sign a waiver to say they don't mind if it's one of their family that gets attacked, butchered, raped, etc. by unvetted criminals. Not all heroes wear capes. What is wrong with that? Nothing. Just pause a sec. I'm going to scroll down through this now so you can read it, but there will be a link at the bottom. The judge also attacks her because she did not send a letter or email to the parents of the murdered children, saying basically if she cared so much, she shouldn't have put that post up. She should have sent a message to the families. I felt sympathy for those families. I've got a great granddaughter the same age as those poor children that were murdered and had their lives took from them. And when they had their lives took from them, they took away the lives of all who knew those children. Yeah, I couldn't live, I don't know how I could live with that. But that was held against her because she didn't send an email. I didn't send an email to those families. Am I guilty as well? Okay, we're getting down there. Rounds of appeal. This is where Lucy made a mistake, admitting her guilt. She was innocent. She committed no crime, but she was persuaded to fill this in, recognizing when she signed it that it would be a starting 3-year imprisonment. They would have to break every bone in my body before I'd sign a fake confession. We're all different. She was poorly advised. Some of the legal stuff they're talking about, submissions to the court. You can stop and pause this anytime you like. There will be a link at the bottom. Almost there. And this is the reasons above why the judge decided that he wouldn't reduce her sentence. Okay. Right, guys. I've stopped scrolling down. I'm going to put the link at the bottom. I've just realized if I'm going to do this video properly, I'm going to have to go and create a script and do a bit more research. I've been looking into how judges are appointed. I've been doing a lot of work on it this morning just to find out how many judges there are in the country, how many magistrates, and how it actually works. For example, I know that Parliament makes the laws, but our problem is the way the judiciary, the judges, interpret the laws. So at this moment in time, judges have the final say, which is why we have difficulty in deporting people. Eventually, Parliament can push their will onto the judiciary, but they have to change the laws to do that. So at the moment, the judiciary, along with our education system, has been infiltrated by global Marxists, which is why everything is a mess. It's easy for us to get rid of the politicians. We can do that at an election. What we can't get rid of so easily are those embedded in our infrastructure: education, health service, the judiciary, the police, armed forces even. That is the real problem that we have. I'm going to go away and write a proper article. I've laid you down. Look, before you go, take a look at this. This is something I created way back in 2007. I was concerned, 2013. I was concerned about the judiciary even then. So I created this blog site. It's still out there. I didn't keep it going for long. It was the BNP had fallen to bits. I hadn't lost the will to live, but I didn't have a flag to fight under. But the purpose of this was to report on the judges, like the ones who falsely imprisoned Lucy Connolly and other patriots. Yeah, and this is where I stored all the information of what I considered crimes against the British people. It'd be good if someone started something similar. People should remember just what the judges have done. Anyhow, well, I'll leave it at that for now, guys. I'll go write a proper article and get back to you. Thanks, guys. Listen to Green Arrow. Talk to you later.